Hello racing fans, and a warm welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for this Friday where we race in KwaZulu-Natal. It's the 3rd of May. We're on the Fairview Poly track and we've got 8 races carded. I trust that you well. You've had a fair week and hopefully you want to get things off to a flying start for the weekend. Well, the gentleman who always is of massive assistance for us when it comes to racing in Fairview is none other than Grant Paddock. Grant, I haven't worked with you in a while. How you been tipping?
Morning, D's, morning, punters, and a big shout out to one of my staunch followers here in PE, Dudley. He got the nappy money last week with a Michelin double, so hopefully we can take it a bit further on Friday. It's a tricky kind of a card. Hopefully we can do all right. It hasn't been too bad, D's, and we just got to keep it rolling.
Okay, 8 races carded. So race number 1 begins at 12:40. Which will kick off the exotics. It'll be leg 1 of that bar pot. So let's get straight into it, Grant. At the time of recording, we always mention that there are no scratchings throughout the card. And of course, in the anti-post betting market, Grant, there's been no action. So we'll see how that pans out come race day. But race number 1 is a maiden plate over 1,400 meters and using the fixed odds market as a guide. Number 1 at 17-10, and number 7 at 2-1. Horse number 10 at 22-10. And those are the 3 horses, Grant. The 2-year-old in the mix there, Sweet and True, against a filly, number 7, Call to Glory, and a 3-year-old colt, number 1, King of Queen. Is it that straightforward, leg 1 of the bipod? We only have to look at these 3 horses?
These, not really. It's a tricky kind of race. Listen here, King of Queen has got the form. You know, it's done nothing wrong. It is overdue its first win, there's no doubt. With regards to Call to Glory, without a doubt, one of the best bred horses in the country. Found its way to Port Elizabeth to try and win a maiden plate. Listen, it's been off a long time. There's no talk on the ground whatsoever. There's no early money, so might just need a run or two. Sweet and True, I know the yard was very disappointed with its last run. They expected to win. It ran a flat kind of a race. It can only improve. It's got decent form. It can only improve. It's got to be there and thereabouts. And I found a spook from the Michelin yard in number 9, Mr. Speaker. This horse has come on the right way. He's really shown some decent work on the poly. I think they're slapping the blinkers on him, D's, and there's a bit of value there at a lovely price. I think he's 14-1 if I'm not mistaken. He's my value bet on the day, and I spoke to them during the week and I watched him work, and it's good enough to be in the first 3, there's no doubt. But King of Queen, definitely the horse to beat. I've tipped it 1, 9, 10 and 7, and let's see how that first race goes, eh?
Well, you're getting us off to a flying start if things fall into place here, and you're 100% correct with the odds, Grant. The horse is 14-1. Mr. Speaker, could this be the loudspeaker to get things off at Fairview in race number 1? Well, Grant's usually on the money, on the button when it comes to horses that are decent prices, and here could be another. Number 9, Mr. Speaker in race number 1. That's not going to last after this show. That 14-1 is going to be snapped up. Race number 2, maiden plate fillies and mares, 1,400 meters. This starts off the place accumulator, Grant, and the betting here, number 1 at 13-10. Horse number 3 is at 11-2. Number 9 at 28-10, and number 10 at 5-2. 9 and 10, of course, are the 2-year-olds. How the 2-year-olds have been doing in open company in KwaZulu-Natal?
Geez, we had one winner. He came out and won against the older horses, and that's it. The rest we haven't really had many runners, to be honest with you. I think this is the next lot, but we have had one winner from the graveyard. My best shot came out and won well. Didn't follow it up when it went into a handicap, but they're there and thereabouts. But these, with regards to this race, number 1, Hanging Rock, Cape Town form, strong Cape Town maiden form. Best bet on the card, without a doubt. I think 13-10 is very, very, very generous. Working up a storm back home and going to be very, very hard to beat. I think this horse is going to start deep in the red. To follow at home, Queen of Jazz, Million Reasons. And I see there was a little early nibble on this horse, Seaside Trip. That yard likes to get in nice and early, so keep that in mind as well. But banker in everything, Hanging Rock.
If you had to narrow it down to 2 numbers for that exacta, which 2 would it be?
It would be 1 from 3.
1 from 3. Well, Grant doesn't need 2 horses. He's going to go straight line with that exacta. 1 from 3, and he thinks that 13 to 10 is a good price about horse number 1, debuting for Alan Greef in Gqeberha on the poly track. Number 1, Hanging Rock. Then on to the start of the big one, the Pick 6 at 1350. 10 to 2 is when you need to get on. It's over 1900 meters, Grant. An open maiden for fillies and mares. The betting here, number 3, Sundrop at 17 to 10. Horse number 4, Love Song at 9 to 2. Number 5 is Millennium Dancer at 22 to 10. 6 is at 4 to 1, Grant. And in this field of 8 runners, that is it. How are we going to try and structure this Pick 6? You know, I love jotting down the numbers when I work with you and just to give the guys a guide at the end of the show. So how would you play leg 1 of that Pick 6?
This is a terrible race. I've got to be very honest with you. This is probably one of the worst maidens I've seen in a long, long time. We're going to need 4 horses in the Pick 6, unfortunately, even in the 8-horse field. Sundrop, Love Song, and 3 horses. Sundrop, Love Song, and Millennium Dancer. I see there's been a bit of money for Watch My Tail, but I'm willing to look past that. I know Millennium Dancer, they really do like very, very strong. They've got Kumalo up now. The Appy comes off. She is held by Sundrop at the weights. They've got the Appy on now, so and then Love Song is obviously the Richard Fourie factor that you can't leave out. He might even be able to burgle a race like this. So 3 horses in the Pick 6 there, 3, 4, and 5, but I'm going from the 5 to beat the 3 and then the 4.
Are you surprised that a horse like Love Song is at 9 to 10 with no form to recommend, but the Fourie factor comes into play?
Yeah, it's exactly what happened yesterday in Durban. It happens in every race meeting. They're pricing up on jockeys and not on form at all. So, it's 5.5 to 1. You put anybody else on the horse, it's probably 14 to 1.
Yeah, I must agree. But you've given us 3 horses there. Numbers 3, 4, and 5. Can I include number 6? We can play with the rule. You know my rule, Grant. If it's more than half the field, it's a field. Can we just include the 6 there?
100% is not a problem. There's been a bit of money for it, so you can add it in.
Okay, 3, 4, and I'm going to just add one more there. 3, 4, 5, and 6 in leg 1 of that Pick 6. Let's see how it works out. Race number 4, 1200 meters, merit rated 70 handicap. Number 2 is at 8 to 1. Number 3 at 7 to 1. Number 4 at 5 to 2. 61 kg is the top weight. But I see there's a lot of horses carrying big weights here. In fact, the spread is from 62 all the way down to 53.5. So number 4 at 5 to 2. 7 at 6 to 1. Number 9 is at 5 to 1. And then Richard Fourie is, if you just go to the index, you'll see, 54 kgs is what's next to his name, but this is 53.5 kgs, Grant. So he's going to have to work a bit to ride this, on 53.5 or maybe plus a half come race time.
Yeah, there's no doubt he'll be plussing here. He'll be plussing a half. There's no doubt. From draw 10 or 2, has got a bit of work to do. I think he's been a bit of a disappointment, this horse, for Alan, to be honest with you. I thought he would have won more races, but difficult kind of race. This was number 4, Forest Spy, won a really, really good race last time out. I actually brassed him, and he came and won a very good race. And I believe the yard thinks he'll go back to back. Another one of those iffy kind of a races where you need 4 horses to get you through the Pick 6. You're going to need Forest Spy, Notarix is down in class, Great Times and Orturo, and those are the 4 horses that I tipped as well. I've actually tipped 4, 9, 5, and 10.
4, 9, 5, and 10. Let's write that down in numerical order: 4, 5, 9, and 10. So 4 horses, leg 1. I've twisted Grant's arm to include 4. He actually had 3. So 4 horses, leg 1. 4 horses, leg 2. Let's get on to jackpot 2. It's over 1200 meters, and it's a Pinnacle Stakes. And I would like to Grant to lend his thoughts here, because this is the shortest price favorite on the card, and it's number 1, Cruise Control, at 5 to 10. Number 2, Cliff Top, is at 8 to 1. Then we got horse number 6 at 8 to 1, and it's double figures the balance. There is an equipment change here, Grant. Kelly Mitchley on number 4, Smorgasbord, has put the blinkers on. The best weighted column, well, that does tell a story. Cliff Top is well clear at a 113. 5 to 10, your thoughts?
These, if it was a 5 furlong, I would have said to you, any price is a good price. You got to respect the 6 furlong, but he's, one run, one win, course and distance. He knows how to do it. He's a very, very good horse, and it's very difficult to knock a good horse. He probably is a banker. I'm going to cover him up with one horse, and that's number 6, Evie's First, who doesn't know how to run a bad race, and he'll be running on very strongly. It's going to be very, very hot tomorrow. They're predicting 34 degrees. With a 25k northerly wind, so that poly is going to be nice and hot. It's going to be soft, and if they go too fast up front, they could be stopping there. That's definitely probably going to be the biggest factor against Cruise Control, but he really is a smart horse. I don't like knocking smart horses. I'm going to tip him to beat Evie's First. Those two only for the pick 6, and I think the place accumulator, you can bank a Cruise Control.
Okay, numbers 1 and 6. I am very happy with that. 1 and 6 for the pick 6. We got some backup there. And if this 8-1 shot arrives, Evie's First, you will drop plenty tickets, because many will be going with the 5-10 shot as the anchor in the exotic. So that could be a smart way to play it. If it works out, it's going to be a big plus. Race number 6, 1400 meters, fillies and mares, 66 handicap. What's happening here, Grant? Number 1 is at 6-1. We got an even money shot to number 3, You Win Again. 4 at 5-1. Number 5 at 9-2. And 8 at 8-1. Double figures the balance. Yeah, how you saw this race, that win of You Win Again last time out, wow. That was in a race of its own. I see the rating has been pushed up from a 60 to a 68. After that win, could this horse still be under the radar with that mark of 68?
Yeah, listen, it's a bottom division fillies and mares handicap, and they always throw you a curveball. The biggest concern is, 1400 meters on our poly from a 12 draw, you're jumping on a bend. So you're really wide out, really, really wide out. So Richard's pretty much, he's got two options. Go to the front or drop it in and give her a chance. I think last time she won from the front and won well, but then you're going to make it, then you're going to do the real hard work to get there. They're not going to give you the lead softly, but there's Richard Fourie. I would not say this is an even money shot. I've got to be very, very honest with you. Midnight Crystal, very good run last time out. She's improving all the time. Strong jock up now with Louis. That's definitely got to go in. Sea of Tears, I don't think it was Tamanga's best ride last time out, and she had a lot of horse underneath him, ran a very, very good post maiden, and got to be a big runner. And then the filly Dawn of Gold, likes the poly track, that's got to go in with Zaki up. So my pick 6 numbers, I've got 5 of them here, unfortunately. Deej, we've got numbers 1, 3, 4, 5, State of Mind, and 8, Dawn of Gold.
Well, that is it, because I like that. You got an even money shot here, and you're going for cover. So again, a lot of horses would be in with their chance on a best form, but a lot of punters, on the other hand, will be looking towards number 3 as a possible anchor here if they're using the betting as a guide. But Grant's playing it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runners in the pick 6, and hopefully we can get through there with the best results in race number 6. So everything's going smoothly, Grant, in our pick 6, and we're now on to leg number 5 of that bet, which is race number 7. Classified stakes, 1400 meters. Number 2, the Charioteer, is at 7-2. Horse number 3, Mars Vigilante, is at 22-10. 5 is Fujisan at 11-2. 6, Charlie Malone, at 28-10. And I see number 8, Godfather's got the blinkers on with Caden Brewer. Thoughts here in race number 7, Grant? When you look past horses 2, 3, and 6, then it becomes very tricky.
It does. You've got the 3 numbers that I've tipped. I've tipped the 2, 6, 3, and 5. I really do like the Charioteer. I haven't got a concern with him coming back to the 1400 meters. He shows a lot of pace. He'll probably be the front runner if Global Banker doesn't burn off a low weight, which will probably happen. You could find Louis sitting second and tackling early in the straight. Very nice horse. This horse, Mars Vigilante, very soft introduction to racing in P. Not a bad run at all. Tries the poly for the first time and got decent Cape Town form over 1200. I think he's even beat 1400 in Cape Town, so there's no problem with that. Good draw, Richard Fourie up. And then Charlie Malone. There has been a bit of talk on the ground for Charlie Malone, but I tell you what, every time he comes to the races, they have a good go at him. But he's still holding form as a horse that's got to go in. So my pick 6, 2, 3, and 6 Ds, and that should get you through.
2, 3, and 6. Thanks for narrowing this leg down because I thought that we may have trouble here, but Grant Paddock, trouble is not part of his vocabulary when he tips horses. 2, 3, and 6, race number 7. And then race number 8, Grant, we're closing things off now. All things being equal at Fairview on the poly track. It should go off at 16:45. It's over 1,600 meters. And this is the way they go in the fixed odds betting market. Number 1 is at 5-1. 6 is at 7-1. Horse number 8 at 3-1. 10 is at 4-1. And it's double figures, the balance. Let me just do something for you at Grant. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 times 4 is, 80 times 2 is 1.